the topic is the secure your Flutter web application using multi-factor authentication. I can see there are many people who are like doing the web, right? But I'm talking about the Flutter web here. What is the scenario when you do the multi-factor authentication? And that is the topic of my talk today. So, little about me. I'm a Renuka Kelkar. I'm a Google developer expert for Flutter. I'm based in London. I work at a company called the Alta Flora as a Flutter developer. I'm the founder of the Tech Power Girls community, and I'm the organizer for the Google Developer Group London. And now I'm a Woman Tech Maker ambassador as well. So this is little info about myself, and then I would like to give some little info about my initiative. So the Tech Power Girls is a tech community we have specially created for the women who are having like a 5+ years of gap in their IT career. So when you see the women who are like taking a break from their career because of family or any other reason, and if their gap is really big, like a 5 to 10 years, and once they again think that okay, I really want to go back, and there are very less possibility or any less ways so that they can go back. So this initiative helps them to learn Flutter from the scratch. We help them to learn Flutter. We help them to become confident. We train them on Flutter app development. We help them to bring their portfolio and so that they can come back to in the job market. So this is our initiative, and now as of being an Indian, we are right now expanded our vision, and we are giving this initiative to the started focusing upskilling the students from the rural part of the India where the technology hasn't reached yet, like some part of the India there they don't know about any Google technology, or they don't know, they use mobiles but they don't know how these mobile apps created or anything else related to that. So we are teaching them app development with the local language so that they can understand better and understand and learn easily. So this is the initiative we have created. So this is all about myself and my community. So today's topic is that about the uh, how what is how you can secure your web application, Flutter web application. So basically, as a developer, we normally focus on the code, the logic, the UI, the testing, the state management, all this stuff we are normally focus on that. But while doing that, we sometimes miss out the very important aspect of the app development, which is the security. So when you ensure your app is really secure, that is that much important function, when you add important functionality in your app, that is the same as you are securing your application. So sometimes what happened, you have built a really nice application, you have created, you have put it your app on App Store or Play Store, and when you started using, the user started using that application, and they found that oh, this application is not secured. So whatever user base you are creating, they will eventually start losing. So I think so this is a really important functionality of the securing your application. So there are certain ways for the Flutter web app. I'm explicitly saying that Flutter web application because Flutter web is now stable, and people are started using Flutter web, and they are creating their project in Flutter web. So I'm mainly focusing on the Flutter web, not normal Flutter app, mobile application right now. So there you can have certain ways where you can secure your application. So like a secure storage, code obfuscation, certificate pinning. So we can go one by one and we'll see what are these ways basically. Yeah, the secure storage. As a developer, normally share preferences is the common method or common ways you can store your API keys and important strings in your application, like a key value pair you can store in that. But sometimes it comes with some risk as well. And when you're developing the application, you don't want to expose your API keys. So I think this package is really good. You can use this package and use store your API keys, important strings, and the logic. So it will be secure. So another thing is that it supports the Flutter web. Like there are many packages already on the pub.dev, but not every package supports the Flutter web. So make sure whenever you use any packages there, you should see that is that supports Flutter web or not. So the next is the code obfuscation. So what is a code obfuscation? Like if I'm when I start learning Flutter, I really don't know these concepts, and then eventually when you think about like a when you are beginners, you never thought of the security and other things. You just concentrate on the how you can develop the UI, how you can understand the Firebase integration, how you understand the API integration. But once you are like a familiar with that, then you can understand the more complex functionality related to the app development. So what is a code obfuscation? So code obfuscation is a process where you can convert the app binary into the like a hard non convert your app binary into the non-readable format, so that not any human being can read that your code while the reverse engineering. So what is the situation for the Flutter web basically? So Flutter web doesn't support the code obfuscation basically, but when you put your app when you publish your app, that time what happened? It app is got minified, and that minified thing do the same what the code obfuscation does. So I think you are in the good hands that your code is not readable while they are doing the reverse engineering. So that is the related to the Flutter web. The next thing is certificate pinning. Like everyone here, like most of you doing the web, and when you develop any websites, like you always think that is this a safe website or not? Like a HTTPS. S stands for the security, like secure application. So what is the scenario for the Flutter web? Yeah, you can do the certificate pinning. You can make sure the connection between your app and the servers are secured. So that is the another way you can secure your application. So the next important point is the authentication and authorization. So when you are developing the application, you always heard about these two concepts. So what are that? So first thing is authentication. So what is authentication basically? So authentication is the process where you have to prove your identity. Let's consider if I'm going to travel somewhere, and I'm going on the airport, and they are asking me show your identity. So we always used to show our passport, which is our identity, right? So showing your identity is authentication, that you are the right person to access that basically. And the authorization is the process where you have to see, are you really allowed to access that information or not? Let's consider, if I'm thinking about the let's hospital management system. If I'm developing any app which is related to the hospital management system, um, there are different part of that app. Let's say if I'm a patient, I can access certain amount of data through that app. I can see my own data, but not the others. And if I'm a doctor or if I'm an admin person, I can see the data from all the patients and all other stuff. So have you get access to the particular data, that you can decide it through the authorization. So the next concept is coming in like a multi-factor authentication. So what is that? Like a in your application, you have to prove your identity multiple times. So that process is called the multi-factor authentication. And it's there are different ways as well, like you can show your face detection or your thumb detection, or you can have the email verification, SMS verification, or any particular code. So these are the different ways which you can use, and you can show your identity multiple time when you access your application. So that give you the more security to your application basically. So the next thing, like a the field like a fintech, e-commerce and healthcare, this is like a multi-factor authentication is really must do thing for this industry. Because if you are doing any uh, payment transaction, or if you are sharing your data like a healthcare data with any app, that you make sure your application is really secure or not. So these industry are really important to have the multi-factor authentication in your application. So I will show you one one case study. Basically, everyone now uses the WhatsApp, which is a really popular app, right? But in middle sometimes like a year back, they are really heavily criticized while they are sharing their data with the Facebook family. And that people are starting using the they don't want to go with the WhatsApp. Then they have changed their app, or they are just dropped down with that. So that time a WhatsApp has also decided, okay, we will also add the 2FA with all their customers, so that they make sure that their application is secure, their data is secure. So it you can see that it is very important functionality, that your data or your application is secure or not, and which depends your user, like a user case, like a user will always see this first, and then they will download your app, or they can use your app nowadays. So just like nowadays you have seen that Twitter is doing something like that, and there are so many things going on the Twitter as well. So, what are the different ways how you can implement multi-factor authentication with the Flutter web application? So, there are certain ways, and there are certain scenario where you have to use that or not, kind of thing. So, it depends about your project. It depends about what you are working right now. So, there are three options right now, like Auth0, AWS Amplify, and Firebase. So Auth0 is a serverless backend uh, for the authentication and authorization, which you can use to do the authentication authorization any application. So if you want to implement Auth0 in your application, then you have to understand two different basic concepts. What is a Auth0 and what is a OpenID Connect. So Auth0 is the authorization protocol which helps you to do the authorizations, and which is similarly like a OpenID Connect is authentication protocol which helps you to build the application for the using the JW tokens or ID tokens in your application. So these are the two concepts when you want to use the authentication and authorization in any application. So, like a auth0, when you want to use the auth0, they have the you just don't need to care about the any security functionality. You just need to plug it that with your application. It will give you a ready-made UI for your application. That's you can see here. You will have sign up, sign in page, then forget password, and then all the stuff they have ready-made already created for you. The templates you can customize your pages as well, you can add your brands and other stuff, but it will give you the easy way to implement that. So here is the here is the link I have shared with here. Here
Sorry, Renuka. Could you please unmute yourself? I think I did it. Yeah, no, it was just unmute. Let me just. Yeah, now I'm able to hear you. Thank you.
oh, okay. So you
Thank you.
haven't you heard anything what I am talking about?
Yeah, no worries. Go back. Yes, yes. Now it was just 1 minute. Thank you.
Oh, okay, okay.
Go
So should
back.
I start from the beginning, or what do you think?
Yeah, no, no. You can continue going from the last slide. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, let me do that. So from this, is it okay from this slide? So here is the link of the video. The Majid, who is another JD for Flutter and Dart, he has created the content related to the auth, how you can integrate auth with the Firebase and Identity Platform. So here is the link.
Again, sorry. I think unmute. Now you're mute.
Why it is
There.
working?
I don't know. Maybe you were pressing key or something like that.
Oh really? Okay. Let I will just share my screen again and just let me know if it is unmute or mute, please, because I can't see anyone faces when I'm presenting myself. So sorry about this.
Yeah, no worries. I think we got some yeah, let's say virus.
Okay, okay.
Let's continue.
Um, Now I'm audible.
Yes, all good. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. Sorry about the what happened. So the next option is AWS Amplify. The AWS Amplify is the same thing, just like Auth. You can have the same kind of inbuilt functionality. It is you will get you can develop the UI, you can create the backend, you can host with it. So it's like a complete package for the developer who can develop the full stack application. So if you want to develop the application with the AWS Amplify, like a multi-factor authentication in application in your Flutter web application, you have two things like AWS Amplify CLI, which you can create a backend, and Amplify library and UI kit, which you can use for to develop the UI like a front end. So these are the two options. Again, it will give you the like a basic UI, like for the sign up, sign in, create a new account, and forget password and all other stuff. Here is the link as well I have shared, which you can go and check their documentation, and you can customize your own form as well with that. They can give this facility. So here is the really good article written by the Sally, who is in the AWS Amplify team, who has created the all content around that. Basically, you can go and check it. So the next thing is the Firebase. I think everyone see that, oh, Renuka is giving a talk on the Firebase and hasn't mentioned anything about the Firebase yet. So this is the thing now. So I will start sharing my story about the Firebase, because I have joined the company like a few months back, my new company, and they have given me the task that yes, you have to build the new application with the Flutter web. So the process is completely new for me. Then whenever you start any project, you always see you have to build a login, registration, and other flow, so we just look like a very simple. So I said, okay, I have already started doing that and I'm very happy with what I'm doing. And then because we are developing the application for the healthcare industry, so it's really really important to have the multi-factor authentication. So as we are developing the web application, which is talking to our mobile application, and our mobile application is developed already with the Firebase. So choosing Auth0 or choosing AWS, there is no option. We are not going to use that because our application developed with the Firebase. So I said, okay, we can develop that. Then when I searching on the internet that okay, how to integrate the multi-factor authentication with Flutter and Firebase. And then you can see these kind of things Firebase doesn't support the multi-factor authentication. So the problem occurs. So how I can develop this? Like when you're starting a new job and when you get like a some such a, like a basic functionality into your application, you are so confident and you can see such things and you are getting like a very worried, like you're scared about something, like right. So same thing happens to me. I have searched a lot, and we always think about the problem so many times, like but we have to discuss more about the solution rather the problem, right? So I found the solution on the internet that yes, you can develop the multi-factor authentication with the Firebase and with the combination of the identity platform, and you can achieve that. Then I said, oh, that's great. I got some solution now. So let's work on it. So I will show you some flow how I have developed that, and then I will show you what the next. So for when you want to develop the application multi-factor authentication, you have to do some settings for your Firebase console and similarly with the identity platform as well. So you have to first thing is that you have to enable email and phone number because for to implement the multi-factor authentication with Firebase, this is the most important thing. It needs that. So you just enable these two things, which is the similar way you have to set up the same functionality on the identity platform as well. So you do that, you can add the your mobile number for the testing purpose, so that is you can do. The next step is that it's a normal flow when you want to have the any um sign in and sign up flow for the any application. So just like that, I have used the registered with registration with the email and password to the normal flow of the Firebase. I have done that with what we will get when you do the registration. When you click on the submit button, you will get the link on your email, and when you click on that email, it will be verified from that link that you are the proper that particular person who are accessing that, and it will send you the verify link back, and you can say that like yes, I am the verified person to access this information. Um so this is the flow, and then you are going to start the steps second step verification. So as you know that that time the Firebase team Firebase doesn't support the step verification, so we have started the second flow of verification through the identity platform. So we are accessing the data from the identity platform, and we can send the token and the phone number, and we can got the verify the recapture tokens. So all this flow going on that way. So I can show you. So when you get the when you enter your mobile number, you will get the SMS code. You can enter that SMS code, you will get verified, and the it will go through. But normally, what you do when you do the registration flow, I thought, okay, it's very easy, like it's a copy pasting the job, right? So I have just created the same way the flow for the login. And that time, I have seen that my when I registered myself for the multi-factor authentication, and when I'm trying to sign in with that, and that doesn't give me the access. So again, the problem occurs. So how to do that? Like I'm doing the doing with the identity platform and Firebase, but how I can do that basically? The for the sign-in flow, I use a identity platform and go the whole flow again, uh, and do the two-step verification that, from that, and then I see that this identity platform and creating a user on the identity platform doesn't talk to the user created on the Firebase, and it's conflicting each other, and that's why my functionality is not working. So that time I use again the new thing from the Firebase as a cloud function. So we have implement that functionality in our app. Using the cloud function, we are getting the custom tokens, and we are sending that information back to the Firebase. So you can see like from last 15 minutes I'm talking about the same thing again and again, and it's really getting bored, or it's very long functionality to have like a basic functionality of multi-factor authentication of any application. Like it's a very must to do thing for each application. And if that things happens, for to develop the simple functionality of any application takes so much time. So it's not the good way to do that. And we always think about why Flutter is not like Firebase is not supporting the multi-factor authentication. So while I was creating this document, this talk, and then they have released the release note on the 20 July release note. They have said that, oh yeah, we are now supporting the multi-factor authentication, and that's the thing. So what is the new flow for that now? How we can easily implement that? So there is a really good articles the Invertis team has created around that, where you can see that how they have easy way to do that basically. So for the new flow, it's the same thing, like enable the email and password to the Firebase console, and then the cloud console as well. And then you just select the enrollment pattern of for the MFA, like a enrollment pattern, so that like a you some some people or some app doesn't want to every user should start with the multi-factor authentication or not. Like not everyone is compulsory to do the 2FA. So if it's, you can decide that is this a skippable, or if you want to like a must to do or obligately want to do that, you can do that. Or you can have like a in console you can have that adjustment. So these are the different patterns we have. You can choose any pattern from that and you can implement in your application. So after that, to enroll a new secondary factor for user, so you need to start to authenticate your user basically, and ask the user for their phone number. So once you are asking the user for their phone number, so first thing is that get the multi-factor session for the user. It will give you the multi-factor which is missing in before when it is not supporting. After the verifying the phone number, the multi-factor session, you will get the SMS, and when you create a new user, you will get the phone credential and SMS thing. And after this credential, you started signing user with the second factor authentication. And here you will sign in with the second factor, and you will get the error, which error gives you the resolver, and that resolver and the hint, and that will give you that functionality you used for to the second factor to complete the your flow. So this is the simple way, like a 4-step application. You can easily implement the multi-factor authentication in your application basically. So this is the way you can use that resolver, and you can add into the your sign-in flow basically. So this is how easily you can implement multi-factor authentication after Firebase is supporting the 2FA and MFA basically. So this is all about for my today's talk. And if you have any question, you can ask me. Or if you have, if you have tried or not, I don't know. But if you have in any future anything related to that, any question, you can reach out to me on my email, Twitter, or LinkedIn. That's it.
Thanks, Renuka. I will stop recording a few seconds.